Amendment 19.
Amendment 13, Section 1.
Amendment 14, Section 1.
Amendment 3. Amendment 15, Section 1.
The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex.
Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, whereof the subject shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privilege or immunity of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise therefor,
or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press.
The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude.
So when I think of the Constitution, I think of, lots of freedom in all areas of life.
people here should really appreciate all the process that led this country to live under this constitution today. And if they ever experienced life under constitution of countries where, especially third world countries and countries who are governed by religion, then they would be there for a shock.
As an artist in America today, it's really hard to picture a time or a place where you don't have that freedom to go out and to create and to say and to do what you believe and what you think.
I would say I'm pretty fortunate to live in a country where my vote does matter and my voice is heard, because I've been to other places around the world that my family would go visit, and I see where the exact opposite is reality, where women don't have a right to speak, where they don't have a right to vote, and they're just faces in the background.
When my American cousins who were born here have come to the Netherlands, they feel constricted. They feel like everything is smaller, everything is more heavily populated, and everything is regulated. Absolutely everything is regulated.
While the religious freedom that we have there, first, it's a one religion land. So people who they are of a different faith, they suffer a lot. For us also of the Muslim faith, most of the country is, the majority are Sunni, but for us as Shia, it's very difficult for us to even show that we are, because there is the freedom is what the government allows you to believe and practice.
We don't protest, or we don't do a lot of things because you would really being punished for it. You know what I mean? You don't have a freedom like to go cause a riot or burn the flag or marching. You don't really have that like in the United States.
We have this group that they walk around there that's supposed to be like the moral police, and those groups that if by mistake that even something fell off your head, the covering or anything, they immediately whip you, which they have a stick and they whip you with that.
If you're talented here, you're probably gonna, with a little luck and a little help from a few people, you're gonna rise to the top. Where in Netherlands, in some of the European countries, in Netherlands specifically, let's say if you're really, really talented, but you may not ever be allowed in because of the number of people, or in some cases medical students, for instance, it's by lot. You throw your hat in the ring every year to see if you can get medical school. And if your number doesn't get picked out, it doesn't matter how good you are. If your number doesn't get picked out, you don't get to go.
Back in our country, they used the religion to oppress us. They used the religion to take our freedom. They used the religion to control the country, to control the wealth, to control the resource, to make decisions that only serve the interest of the kingdom and the people in the government there. The chaos that happens in the region there created a big vacuum that was attractive to all kinds of bad people, thugs and people who they make money on killing, and those are named terrorist groups. Unfortunately, those same groups are using Islam to steal people's money, to kill, to take over little towns, to rape women, to steal money, to commit all kinds of heinous crimes. And that's, unfortunately, that's the new look of Islam now in America, in Europe, in many of the countries, even in our own countries. People, they think that those are Muslim people. They have nothing to do with Islam.
Well, when I first came to Coffee Cup Diner here, I was told that they have KKK marching in front of the courthouse and not to go there on Saturday morning. And it kind of stunned me that in 1999, KKK still marching in front of the courthouse because there were protection of the law, federal law saying that you cannot prejudice by the race or the color of your skin.
The right for people to vote, regardless of their ethnicity, is something that has not always been granted throughout America's history, and it is something that I'm very grateful for.
It allows who I am underneath, particularly in theater or in makeup or in painting. It allows one to express who you are through a different medium.
I was adopted, so when I half grew up here, when I'm growing up here, I have the same rights as the other Americans. So like growing up, but like yeah.
I don't think I could find a job like mine where I do choir and, organize solos and ensembles and play the organ and piano and the handbell choir. I don't think there's any jobs like that in the Netherlands, for instance, quite like that.
Women's suffrage, the right for women to vote, the right for women to work, all these things that are important to us women today were done thanks to the amendments and thanks to that process that the Founding Fathers put in originally.
And because people have the right to vote, they are able to have a say in the government and who they are to be represented by, which is also very important.
Living in the United States as a Muslim or as Christian or any faith, you can practice your religion comfortably, however you want it. There is no fear of prosecution, there is no fear of missing any opportunities. You get the opportunities of work, study, everything as anyone who has no religion or a different religion than you are.
I have a lot of freedom here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of opportunity here if I work hard.
Basically, if you have the talent and the drive, then I think the American system